Welcome to the show today, guys. This is officially the biggest fight ever this year, the truth versus the narrative, and we are bringing the truth right now. We have left-wing mainstream medias that are trying to paint Charlie Kirk's killer as a MAGA Republican. I am not even joking. You're talking about Jimmy Kimmel, CNN, all these people are trying to paint Charlie Kirk's killer as a MAGA Republican. You cannot make this stuff up, guys. I'm telling you, the fight is real. But what I love is that President Trump and Mike Johnson are continuing to press on. They've just passed the new Crime Act bill that will ensure that 18 to 24-year-olds are tried as adults and not juveniles in D.C. This is expected to be pushed across the country. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. This is big. And not only that, we do have confirmation right now from our new co-deputy director of the FBI that the DOJ has created a new division led by Todd Blanche that is targeting left-wing NGO founders for political violence, for funding political violence. It is about dang time. We have a sole division dedicated. Don't just put in jail the perpetrators. Go after the people that put the money. Follow the money, guys. This is so big. And not only that, we have Kash Patel, who's just confirmed that former CIA director John Brennan lied to Congress and confirmed that there are many investigations into Russiagate, especially into those like Shifty Schiff, who leaked classified intel. We are literally dropping the hammer of justice, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments because this is big. Today's show has so much breaking news, and I'm telling you, if we are not draining the swamp and exposing the liars, exposing the narratives, exposing what has actually happened to try and bring chaos to the United States, let me know your thoughts in the comments because this is big. We also have Rand Paul. This is why Anthony Fauci got a pardon. Found that Anthony Fauci destroyed records pertaining to the gain of function and his involvement in the emails with the Wuhan lab in China. He is set to testify again in front of Congress and be subpoenaed for the destroying of records, which is also a crime, and we'll see if those pardons actually hold up. We also have it, guys, where I'm telling you, the lies. We have the text that's been released from Tyler Robinson and his partner, his transgender partner, over him confessing that he was the killer of Charlie Kirk. And I'm telling you, it's fake. There's no way that anybody text like what I'm going to show you. We actually have the receipts to show you the actual line of text. Nobody texts like this. I've literally asked plenty of people and nobody texts, especially in their early 20s, like what you're about to see. It's so scripted, perfect punctuation. You would have thought maybe ChatGPT or Grok wrote this, but this is what's going to be used against him to bring the charges against him for his assassination of Charlie Kirk. I'm telling you guys, today we're dropping the hammer. We're exposing all these lies, and I'm so happy that we finally have passed a bill. Because again, I had no idea that 18 to 24-year-olds were not even being tried as adults. 18 to 24-year-old. And now, when they commit these crimes, they're going to receive the crime that's actually due to them. When they're committing murders, when they're doing armed robberies, we need to bring the hammer of justice down and set the example. Stop committing crimes. We want a safe America. We want a secure America. And that's what Trump is bringing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Big show for you today, guys. Want to say thank you to everybody who is watching, to all of our subscribers and viewers. Thank you so much for your support. We truly are grateful for everybody that watches. If you're not subscribed, though, please consider joining our family, hitting that subscribe button so we can take care of you every day with the news. And thank you so much to everybody that is a member of the channel. We couldn't do this without you. Remember, on the 22nd of every single month, we're donating live on stream to a local charity with your support. And we have given so much in the past 11 months, over $45,000 to local charities. And this month, we're going to be giving to a local children's home with your support. And I want to give some special love to Elaine Demeen, OG of the channel. And guys, you got to give it up for Grandma Bonnie Morris. Show her some love in the chat. We appreciate you so much, Grandma Bonnie, for your support and helping us grow, and your super chat support and your blessing. We pray God blesses you. Y'all show Grandma Bonnie some love in the chat, everybody, helping to grow this voice, to carry on the mantle that Charlie Kirk left behind, and to bring the truth. And if you we appreciate it so much if you hit the thumbs up like button. This really does help out the channel so much. It helps our voice to be heard, helps us to get more views, to get the truth out there so that we can continue to put America first, baby. Big show for you today, guys, because I'm telling you, this is all exposing the narrative. Listen to this.
We can't punish people for disagreeing with us. We can't punish people for being jerks and celebrating the death of someone. That's not illegal, and that shouldn't be who we are.
She's right. It's not illegal to say Charlie deserved to die and you're glad he did. They have a right to say that, but we have a right to fire you. You can't walk into the office and say you're into homicide. You can't work at CNN and tweet, I'm comfortable with cold-blooded murder. More people need to be killed. Speech is free, but you're not free from the consequences. If you're glad Charlie's dead and thought he had it coming, I'm supposed to sit next to you in the break room? You're gonna teach my kid at school or serve in government? And I'm supposed to just say, free speech. You're advertising that you're a maniac and that you have no decency, compassion, or humanity, that you're indifferent to death. And not just indifferent, you're sickly gleeful.
Yes.
That makes you a threat. That makes you dangerous. It makes you a beast. And what do we do with beasts? We leave them out in the wild. We have to be very careful about the kind of people we associate with. They aren't entitled to work for us. And these people, sadly, are everywhere.
Charlie Cook committed suicide is what he did. He knew it was coming. Charlie Cook did a great thing for humanity. He stopped that bullet before it hit a human being.
That bullet connected with Trump. How would you have felt if it had connected with more than just his
I wish that
ear?
shooter would have been in Butner, Pennsylvania, instead of getting Charlie Kirk.
Do you hear this stuff? Like, these people are so deranged. Like, how could you, and again, too, I say this to all the Christians. If you're not Christian, doesn't, to each their own. But if you are a Christian, how can you stand there and say these things and expect that God is like, okay, you're good, you're cool? It's mind-blowing how many people are being exposed for their twisted thinking and broken moral compass. Look at this. Cleveland Fire Chief Anthony Luke was placed on paid leave after reportedly sharing a cartoon in which elephants worship a golden rifle and declared, "Bring out the next sacrifice," pertaining to Charlie Kirk. Guys, you can't make this stuff up. This right here, what they're trying to do in controlling the narrative, what they're trying to do in saying that we don't know the motive behind what happened, I'm telling you, this is blowing up the internet right now because everybody's saying, CNN, all these places, stop gaslighting us. Stop lying to us. We see this with our own eyes, and you're continuing to follow a narrative that everybody knows is not true. Listen to this, guys, because I'm telling you, this is insane.
You said a lot there, and we don't have a motive yet. We don't know yet. We're waiting. Obviously, we've heard what the governor's had to say, what the FBI director said today.
Come on, we don't have a motive yet.
We know.
We don't have a motive yet.
What's
really?
Happening with?
Really, that's CNN's position.
I mean, from law enforcement,
he just happened
Senator.
to fire the gun in celebration. You can't tell the motive.
Senator, that's not what I said, and I said law enforcement hasn't laid out a direct motive. They've laid out a lot of evidence here of these messages and what
actually
the
they
shooter
have.
said to
They've said that
family
he was a
members
left-wing
and to
activist who
roommates.
hated Charlie Kirk.
I'm telling you guys, this type of stuff we are exposing, and that's why I appreciate it. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, we want to get this all out there. We want to show people you cannot keep gaslighting and lying to people. We will hold you accountable.
This is more than just a disagreement over the border or crime or politics. We're talking about murder. Would CNN be okay if their producer said, that girl that got raped, she had it coming?
Yes.
Of course not. Or the Ukrainian refugee stabbed to death on a train, Irina, deserved to die. Those floods in Texas, that's karma. Hope you can swim. Never. And we're not saying these people should be put in prison. We're saying they're not walking into my office. I'm not letting them hang around my family. I don't want to be anywhere near them. This college student in Texas barged into a Charlie Kirk vigil and acted out the bullying ripping through his throat. Texas State University just expelled that clown. It's a state school, and taxpayers should never have to fund that ghoul's education. He's a sociopath.
Do you see that, guys? And it's so embarrassing because, again, too, we are told, hey, bring unity. Let's come together. Let's make sure that we do things different. Let's tone down the rhetoric. Let me tell you this. You cannot tone down with people that expect you, that people that are okay in celebrating whenever people have been murdered in cold blood. There's no negotiating with that. And that's why, again, Marjorie Taylor Greene is really pushing for this national divorce. But it's like, how do you reason with people that operate in that manner? There is no reasoning. There is no common sense. There is no common knowledge that, okay, we need to come to a common ground. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. And don't forget to show Grandma Bonnie Morris some love in the chat for her support of the channel. Thank you so much, Grandma Bonnie. We appreciate you so much.
And if he didn't learn his lesson today, in a few years, I guarantee he'll be preying on some innocent victim or victims. So we're not advocating jail time. We're recommending social purgatory until he repents and means it. Society's already treating the cancer. A councilman in Florida got caught celebrating Charlie's death, and now he's facing the will of the people.
Your days are numbered.
You're rolling your eyes. It's disgraceful, man. You have brought a horrible name to this community.
I have a recall petition. If you're really going to make the whole village go through this, it's going to be done. We have 40% of this village that's going to do it.
Boom.
Walk away with respect. Do what's right.
I hope you find God and your final judgment day is better than today.
A country that supports assassinations is a country hurtling towards civil war. It's the very thirst for assassination and the fact that it's tolerated that's leading to more attempts. Charlie wasn't president. He wasn't a member of an extremist group. He was a mainstream Republican. He was on Fox. He had a hit podcast. He was my friend. They killed my friend. But above all, Charlie was a dad. He was a husband.
He was a father.
Here he is telling his daughter how he met his mom.
Story time. So we're here at Bill's Burgers in New York City. And right near this very table was the first time Dada met Mama. And it started as a job interview. And I was asking all these questions. Philosophy, religion, Jesus. And then I realized Mama was beautiful and smart and elegant and Christ-like. And so I said, forget this job interview. I want to date you. And I said, I have enough friends. And that's where your journey started.
Charlie wanted more than anything for Americans to fall in love and get married and have families.
Wow.
And draw themselves closer to God. There's nothing more American than that. There's nothing more human than that. Anyone who defiles a human life or advocates innocent lives to end violently is an animal. Fox News alert, we just got our hands on...
You know, it is mind-blowing, guys. I want to go ahead and show you, like, this. I'm fed up with them skirting around the law, with them trying to say that they're trying to allow for people that are criminals, repeat offenders, to continue out there. The House has just passed a bill, H.R. 4922, that the D.C. Crimes Act with a bipartisan vote, 240 to 179. That simply put, if you're an 18 to 24-year-old and you commit a crime in our nation's capital, you should be sentenced as an adult. No more playing games. No more losing innocent lives. No more people just skating by the law because we have judges who don't want to prosecute them. And now we should see the full justice come to the Tyler Robinson, the dude that took Charlie Kirk's life. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Because again, too, enough is enough. And I'm going to go ahead and show you this, guys. You cannot make this stuff up. This is some of the messages from Tyler Robinson and his roommate. Like, they're literally using perfect punctuation here. Nobody does that. Nobody adds a period to the end of a sentence. Like here what Robinson did. And this is where he says, why did I do it? Yeah, I had enough of his hatred. This is what Robinson said. I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Like this type of stuff, guys, I'm telling you, this stuff that we're exposing is just, to me, this is scripted. This isn't the real text. Something's being covered up that they don't want us to see. But I'm telling you this, the more that we dig into it, there is people like us, there was Steve Bannon, there's a lot of them that says, we're going to push till we get to the bottom of it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. And again, don't forget to show Grandma Bonnie some love in the chat for her donation to the channel. God bless her. Because I'm telling you, this is like, we have reached a huge inflection point in America. We are going to expose the left like never before for corruption, for all the stuff that we've said that we've been gaslit about. We're now going to expose it.
I was going to play this thing about Cox, and I've got my my compatriot, Michael Patrick Leahy, one of the smartest guys I know, with me riding shotgun now. I'm going to do it in a second, but the war room, engine room, and the different locations, they're blowing me up. A couple things. Number one, let me go back to it. You've just killed one of the most prominent people in your generation. And supposedly your motive is, you know, that's why you killed him, right? You assassinated him. Probably the first living thing you ever killed in your life, and you did it in front of 3,000 people. You know the whole world. This is a global event, very quickly. Your adrenaline, and you also know, because you tell your parents when they contact you, you're just going to kill it. So you know that your last moments on Earth are now enveloping you. That you know that. You just shot this guy. It's all over the news everywhere. And the cops are either going to kill you in a shootout or you're going to kill yourself before they take you, right? So your last moments on this earth are with you. And you're telling me that you write your boyfriend and say, Dad's going to be so mad about Grandpa's rifle. Dad's going to be so mad about Grandpa's rifle. Dude, your father is supposedly MAGA. Your parents were supposedly good people that raised you, and they're Mormons, so they're, supposedly, rock-rid conservatives. You just murdered the most important young person in the world in the conservative movement. You murdered him. You shot him down like a dog, and you're telling me that you're going to text here, Dad's going to be very upset I lost Grandpa's rifle. Are you kidding me? While you're explaining everything, oh, we left it here, I left it here, but I think I got a palm print on it. I think I left a fingerprint on it, a palm print.
You hear that?
You expect me to believe that?
I'm telling you, y'all.
Also, and this is the engine. I really want to thank the engine room. I think this is one of the North Carolina engine room. Reminds me that Gutman, the ABC reporter, is getting teary-eyed. You know what he's getting teary-eyed about? He's not getting teary-eyed because they went through the capital murder charges. The capital murder charges for this guy. They're not getting teary-eyed and thinking there about how he, put the things on the bullet and shot him and killed Charlie Kirk in cold blood in front of the world, including his children and his wife. The reporter's getting teary-eyed and choked up because wasn't that tender? Wasn't it tender wasn't very.
What he's talking about is, I'm going to show you in a moment, one of the left-wing media outlets, literally the guy who's reporting this about the text messages says that, oh, wasn't that so loving? That message that he sent to his partner, literally trying to sympathize and empathize with this cold-blooded murder a left-wing media outlet is doing. Like, you cannot make this stuff up, guys. And this, I hope you appreciate this. If you do, please help us out and hit the thumbs up like button. This really does get our voice out there. It grows our channel. It helps get us more views, guys. I'm telling you, the left-wing narrative is just disgustingly gross right now, that they would sympathize and empathize with text messages of how he was speaking to his partner over the cold-blooded killing of Charlie Kirk. That's what we're talking about, and I'm going to show you the video in just a moment. You cannot make this stuff up, guys. It is without a doubt some of the most far-reaching. I can't even imagine that this would even exist in our day in society right now. Listen to this. I'm telling you, this is as bad as it gets, and this, knows that the left wing have lost it.
It was very touching in a way that I think many of us didn't expect. A very intimate portrait into this relationship between the suspect's roommate and the suspect himself, with him repeatedly.
It was very touching and very intimate in a way that we didn't expect from this cold-blooded murder and this roommate, transgender roommate. Guys, you cannot make this stuff up. How do you negotiate with people that empathize and are trying to sympathize and make a cold-blooded killer sound normal, like, oh, it was just nothing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. I'm telling you, if we aren't exposing it all, this is just, we're living in this reality where we need Elon Musk to go in and buy one of these outlets and help bring the truth. This is just crazy.
I didn't expect that. It was very tender. Who gets the time to write a Shakespeare sonnet to your estranged or your lover that's remote, but I'll be back in a couple of days when the heat's off? In that moment, is that what wells up in you, a Shakespeare-like sonnet that can draw tears from a hard-bitten ABC News reporter? David Muir, we're curious. We got a question on that. How did the guy have time to write a sonnet? How did he worry about Dad's really going to be upset about Grandpa's rifle? Dude, I think your father may be upset that you shot a man in cold blood in front of the world. The best of his generation. I think your parents may have, they may talk about that first, for they say, oh, by the way, did you bring the rifle back? Did you bring the gun back? I am absolutely not buying this. Now, maybe they have other evidence and we'll see it all and get it all. And hey, I'm not buying it. They get the videos lined up and let's see the videos and see all this stuff and get the time code. Because all I know now, and they talked about it, not me, that DA talked about it, the peg leg video, they haven't wanted to talk about. The peg leg video is stamped at 11:49 local. 11:40. There we are right there. Thank you, Denver. God, you guys are on it. You see his peg leg? They kind of hid that for a couple of days because they got the guy walking around in gym shorts. Now, that's 11:49 timestamp. Probably can't see that timestamp. The timestamp on him walking up the stairs is 11:53. So 4 minutes. The neighborhood's right there. And he ain't peg-legged. I've looked at that thing, ain't no peg leg. He bending them knees. So I'm just saying. And so what did he do? He got the rifle, put the barrel in the thing because now he could do it because he was so nervous of doing it in the street that he could do it. Now, what are you talking about? And he put the screwdriver or the special thing you need, and he actually could line up an old Mauser bolt action 30-06 and would be perfect alignment to take one kill shot. And then, of course, obviously you leave the other bullets right there. You have to, because you and your lover sat there. Remember when we did the thing? Gosh, would the lover sit there and, hey,
Let me tell you guys, I'm telling you, we're bringing the facts. We're layering in what the DOJ, the FBI, what everybody's doing, because it's so important what you're about to see next. All this stuff is like it was scripted. He was paid off. Something happened. And listen to what the DOJ, Todd Blanche, is doing now. Because I'm telling you, dark money was involved. I'm telling you that maybe, and I wouldn't be naive enough to say that there wasn't foreign entities, dark money that was involved. Listen to this.
I don't think there's confusion about who we're targeting, Caitlin. We've been very clear about who we're targeting, to the extent that there are organized groups raising money with the intent to organize individuals to commit acts of violence, whether it's against law enforcement, whether it's against individuals, whether it's against people in this administration, whether it's against Democrats. We're going to go after them. That's not been confusing. It's something that everybody's been very consistent on with messaging, which is that we're not going to stand by and let people behind the scenes fund people who are actually terrorists.
You hear that? That they're going after the people behind the scenes who are actually funding all this terrorism. That's what the DOJ, they're doing now. New division led by Todd Blanche, who you're seeing here, who's a co-deputy director of the FBI, because it's about dang time. Go after the money. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys, because I'm telling you, we're done with just prosecuting people. We have to get to the root of it, and then we have to destroy the root.
And that includes people that are throwing rocks at ICE trucks, people who are assaulting officers during supposedly peaceful protests, which are not peaceful at all. That's what we're focused on, and there's no confusion within the Department of Justice that that's our focus.
I'm telling you, the stuff that's coming out now, in none of this stories, none of this kind of makes sense. This is all kind of like really abstract to think that this is how it all perpetuated.
Fascist catch, what is that for? You shooting rabbits with that? Are these rabbits fascist? So that's 11:53 and he's walking up. That gave him, what, 25 minutes? Max or something like that, 30 for a guy to get up on the roof, nobody see him, crouch down, and with his heart going boom, boom, boom. Talk to Tage Gill and these brothers that are the killers at the Navy SEALs. I mean the gunmen. Not the Navy. You got Navy SEALs, EOD guys, brave guys are all, they go through the super training, but then they got the guys that are there as the sharpshooters, the marksmen. Okay, they'll tell you, with all their training, the best training in the world, that heart is beaten out of your ribs, right? Because they realize it could be the last second on earth that you have, like Charlie Kirk right there. But Charlie Kirk didn't know it. You know it. So I ain't buying it. Now, if they get all the videos together and things like that, could be different. But I hope, as we argued on this show, when we flew out to Utah immediately, when we argued on this show, everybody in the Discord chat ought to be in there. The roommate, so the roommate said he didn't know it. BS. They talked about, he talked about, don't you remember when we did the bullets? The roommate ought to be up, and they ought to have the Klieg lights right in front of him, sweating him out. All of them, everybody in the Discord chat, the parents, get the parents in there. I'm not buying any of it. Get them in there, all of them. And Leahy's telling you, Leahy's article, you got to read this, the whole death cult militia. Have you heard that? Was Biden telling you that? Wasn't it was white nationalist extremists? It was former military members. It was traditional Catholics. It was grandmothers praying the rosary, right? Wasn't that all the problem? Let's play. I got another one. A bigger beauty than Tom, as weak and gutless as Tom Tillis is, I got a better one, and that's this Cox guy. And I'm really glad. I want to say appreciation for all the Mormons that have reached out, all the folks in Utah have reached out and said, Steve, you do not know what's going on in this state. Number one, it's been flooded with Californians, and they're an infestation.
I believe it.
I can tell you that from Arizona, from Montana, from Colorado. It's an infestation.
Isn't it crazy how the same people that made California and voted for California to be so bad are now trying to go to red states and voting and trying to make those more blue to be exactly like what they just ran away from. And I'm telling you guys, like the stuff that's coming out, look at this. Senator Mike Lee just put out, said, this is what fascism looks like. Mike Pence reported out that the Biden administration paid Reuters over $300 million in government contracts. You want to talk about propaganda? Government-funded propaganda? This is what it is. 11 different Biden government agencies targeted Elon's businesses. All 11 agencies paid millions to Reuters. Reuters then won the Pulitzer Prize for their work on Elon Musk and misconduct at his businesses. Like this right here, I'm telling you, like it is mind-blowing. These are all the receipts right here. That in yellow, highlighted in yellow, are the money that came from our taxpayer dollars going to Reuters in the form of millions and millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, to then fund against and fulfill the Biden propaganda narrative. This stuff is happening, $300 million. And this is just stuff that we found that we're exposing. So you tell me, if we found a piece of it here, there's probably 100 times more of it. And this is what Elon Musk was talking about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. If you appreciate this news, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button. We're dealing with a lot of evil, guys. We're dealing with a lot of bad actors. And we're going to move into, guys, our sponsor for today, Chapter. This is why, again, we're moving closer and closer, guys, into the truth. But if you're on Medicare, if you're about to be on Medicare, this is what I love about our sponsor, Chapter. This is our only sponsor. We've actually added another one that we're going to announce tomorrow that I love. It's kind of like personal to me, but you're going to like it. But with Chapter, it's free. They compare every Medicare plan, guys. And when I found out that there is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Medicare plans, and it's so hard to get the right one, and people aren't being taken care of, and then I've dug into Chapter, looked into them, and they've saved seniors on average $1,100 a year. And that is a lot of money. They've saved already one person from our channel $1,400 a year. Like, this is insane. That's some real money. Call them 667-895-3015. They're going to take care of you. Tell them that Joel sent you from TrueLife News. This is big, big stuff, guys. I'm telling you. The more and more that we rally together with the right companies, helping each other to be our best, this is what America needs right now. So like I said, it's free. They compare every Medicare plan. They're going to take care of you. Call them up. Tell them that I sent you. There's too much going on right now, guys, that if we don't stick together and help each other out, then we're going to get taken advantage of. Want to say thank you so much, Robert Ponce. Welcome to the family. Let's go. Y'all show Robert some love in the chat. And don't forget to show Grandma Bonnie Morris some love in the chat, guys. Such a blessing of her giving today. We've got this show today, guys, is so big with what you're about to see next. Because again, too, we're bringing all the facts. This isn't just, no, we're trying to control narrative. No, we're showing you from everybody, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, Fox, where is the truth at? And then we're showing you that. Listen to this.
As is customary, we will begin with opening statements. 5 weeks ago, because of the work of Director Patel, we learned that the former chair of the House Intelligence Committee and current United States Senator leaked classified information. We learned this because a whistleblower came forward. Whistleblower with 23 years experience in the intelligence community, a Democrat staffer on the committee, said this: they were pressured to leak classified information, which sort of raises the obvious question. Why would the head of the Intelligence Committee, the chair of that committee, who's supposed to be guarding our secrets, why would he be encouraging the leaking of classified information? Whistleblower told us that answer as well. The leaked information was supposed to be used, false information was going to be used to indict President Trump.
Wow.
Now, the former chairman wasn't the only person leaking information. Jim Comey was also sharing things he wasn't supposed to share. Again, don't take my word for it. The Inspector General told us this. In his report, he said, quote, James Comey violated FBI policy by disclosing classified information. And what was Comey's motive? Same as the senator from California.
Trump.
To sabotage and undermine President Trump's first term.
Why do you think that Biden had to give these literally blanket pardons for these people? Because they were all in on it. They knew. And even to remember, the only pardon that Biden actually signed was his son. All the rest of them were executed by staffers because they were all in on it. They knew the corruption, and now we're exposing it all.
And we know that Mr. Comey's not been shy about what his objective was. In fact, 4 months ago, he told us. Remember this? 8647. Jim Comey told us just 4 months ago. Now, how'd they do it? How did the former chair of the intel community, the former FBI director, and others in our government attempt to undermine President Trump's first term? 7 weeks ago, because of the good work of the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, we learned from another whistleblower, a second whistleblower, that in the closing days of the Obama administration, the intelligence community assessment was changed. On December 5th, 2016, they had one assessment. That assessment said Russia did not impact the election vote count. There was a meeting at the White House on December 9th, 2016, where it was decided, no, we're not going to have that. We're going to come up with a new one. And the new one said Russia was trying to influence election and did influence election, which just wasn't accurate. And that new one is published on January 6, 2017. Let's just show you a few things that took place. I want to show you first this email from Admiral Rogers, the head of the NSA. You can see it was December 22nd. Says to Jim, John, and Jim Clapper, John Brennan, Jim Comey. And he says, I asked my team if they've had sufficient access to the underlying intelligence, sufficient time to review that intelligence. On both points, my team raised concern. Further states, my folks aren't fully comfortable. A few hours later, there's an email back to Admiral Rogers. This one is from Jim Clapper, and it says this. It is essential that we be on the same page and all of us are supportive of the report in the highest tradition of, that's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Guys, I want to show you how deep this is getting, the fight that is happening right now between our FBI, our DOJ, and these corrupt senators and congressmen and congresswomen. It is, you're gonna enjoy this because he completely calls him out right to his face for being a liar, for being one of the worst persons to ever hold a Senate seat. And this is where we're looking for prosecutions. We're looking for arrest. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
The American people to believe that? Do you think they're stupid?
No. I think the American people believe the truth, that I'm not in the weeds on the everyday movements of
you're
inmates.
Not in the weeds?
What I am doing is protecting this country, providing historic reform, and combating the weaponization of intelligence by the likes of you. And we have countlessly proven you to be a liar in Russiagate, in January 6th. You are the biggest fraud to ever sit in the United States Senate. You are a disgrace to this institution and an utter coward.
I'm not surprised.
He said you are the biggest fraud. You are a disgrace. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to hear, guys. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to play one more time, guys, because this is, to me, what we need to do. We've got to call out the disgrace, the fraud, the evil right to its face so that everybody can see.
Liar in Russiagate, in January 6th, you are the biggest fraud to ever sit in the United States Senate. You are a disgrace to this institution and an utter coward.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised that you continue to lie from your perch and put on a show so you can go raise money for your charade. You are a political buffoon at best.
Well, you can take an internet troll.
Take it to the bank that the FBI is protecting this country and the state and citizens of California. We are bringing historic reform. Point of order. But all you care about is a child sex predator that was prosecuted by a prior administration, and the Obama Justice Department and the Biden Justice Department did squat. And what did President Trump do? Bring new charges courageously. And what have we done?
Chairman,
You said I'm the most transparent FBI director in history. 33,000 pages of information to you. I challenge you to say anything credibly to the truth. Go ahead and run to the cameras where you want to go now.
Oh, man, guys, that's what I'm talking about. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button. I'm telling you, I love this. I'm so sick and tired of our GOP Republicans playing nice guy. It is time that we stand up, we call them out for what they are, and expose them for what they are, and allow everybody to see what is actually going on. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
We may have to compromise on our normal modalities. This is one project that has to be a team sport. That's our story, and we're sticking to it. Compromise on normal modalities, that's a fancy way of saying, that's the government speak for we're going to have to change the rules. In fact, we're not going to follow our own rules. And that's exactly what they did to get the objective they wanted, to undermine President Trump. Now, how did it specifically take place? The whistleblower said that the government officials ignored concerns about discredited information. And what was that discredited information? What was the discredited information that they didn't ignore the concerns about? What did they use, that discredited information? Of course, it was the dossier. The now famous Steele dossier that was paid for by the Clinton campaign when they hired the law firm Perkins Coie, who hired Fusion GPS, who hired the foreigner Christopher Steele, who wrote all this garbage and lies down. That is what was used to change the intelligence community report. And what happens next? What do Jim, John, and Jim do next? They go to Trump Tower on January 6, 2017, to brief then President-elect Trump about the dossier. Again, the Clinton-financed, foreign-authored dossier that the whistleblower knows is garbage and that they know is garbage. And then there's one final step. One final step. Jim Comey leaves that meeting with the president and immediately leaks to the press that they briefed the president on the discredited information. They briefed the president on the dossier and thereby giving it some credibility and creating the basis and the predicate for all they did to the president. They leaked false information. They leaked classified information. They used and leaked discredited information, and they didn't follow their own rules, all to sabotage President Trump's first term.
And again, guys, I told you we're bringing you everything across the board. Want to say Deanna Rivers, welcome to the family. Let's go. Show Deanna some love in the chat. Guys, and don't forget to show Grandma Bonnie some love in the chat for her donation. Thank you so much, Grandma Bonnie. You're awesome. Right here, I'm not going to play the video because we don't want to get in trouble with this. This is the video right here where ABC holds taxpayer-funded broadcast licenses with the explicit legal duty to serve in the public interest with fair and truthful coverage. Jimmy Kimmel went on the air and told ABC audience that Charlie Kirk's assassin was a MAGA conservative, effectively blaming Charlie Kirk for his own assassination. Are you serious? Like, guys, this is what we're dealing with. There is no common ground. And right now, again, I'm bringing you a ton of stuff that's coming out today. Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon just sued Oregon and Maine for refusing to hand over their voter registration rolls so that they may be cleaned of ineligibles. Why won't you hand over your voter rolls if everybody's a citizen and if it's all done right? Who are you trying to protect? What are you trying to protect? This is where, again, too, these states that don't require any voter ID, anything whatsoever besides a stupid signature, they do not want to cooperate with the DOJ, and now they're being sued, Maine and Oregon, and rightfully so. When you're trying to clean up America, trying to make sure that we have only American citizens voting, and then this happens, I'm telling you, this is why we need to continue to drain the swamp, expose all this corruptness, and let everybody know. And that's why I appreciate it so much when y'all share these videos and when you like these videos, because a lot of people don't even know this. To a common sense person, If you weren't hiding anything, just hand over the rolls, voter rolls. Let them remove the ineligibles. Only American citizens vote. It's only if you're trying to steal the election or have people that are not supposed to vote, that's where you start fighting it. But you know what? We'll win in court just like Trump's won all the other ones. Listen to this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, I have to say, it used to be that to see theater, you had to go to the Kennedy Center. Now, apparently, you need only go to the Senate Judiciary Committee and see our Senate Democrats berating the director of the FBI, which, okay, it's not, partisan politics is not new in the United States Congress. But what is remarkable is what Senator Booker was berating Director Patel about. He wasn't berating him for failing to do his job, but rather he was furious for Director Patel for successfully doing his job. For 4 years, the Democrats under Joe Biden had an open border that undermined the safety of every single American. They allowed 12 million illegal aliens to come into this country to invade this country, and every single day Americans were murdered, women were raped, children were assaulted by violent criminals that Democrats released. Now, Director Patel, I found Senator Booker's questioning really bizarre. He asked you, have you reassigned FBI agents from human trafficking to immigration issues? Director Patel, are the Mexican cartels that are bringing people illegally into this country engaged in human trafficking?
Yes, sir.
What the hell does it mean to reassign someone from human trafficking to immigration? The greatest human trafficking in the world has been over the last 4 years at our southern border. It is modern day slavery that the Democrats still defend. They still defend those open borders. Mr. Patel, he also said, did you reassign FBI agents from protecting children to immigration? How many children have you found that were victimized by the open borders of the previous administration?
4,700.
4,700. And yet, oddly, I don't hear a Democrat here saying, gosh, thanks for protecting those kids.
35% increase year to date last year.
All right, I want to shift topics. And I want to shift topics to what happened last week. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He was assassinated because of his political views. We're living in a time of enormous division and tragically hatred, and hatred that manifested in evil that we saw last week. Now, the FBI, working in concert with state and local law enforcement, apprehended what appears to be, in all likelihood, the murderer. And you did so in just 33 hours. So I want to start by just congratulating you and the FBI agents and state and local law enforcement for successfully apprehending the murderer in less than a day and a half. In the wake of that assassination, we have seen far too many people on the left celebrating the assassination. We've seen Democrats, we've seen activists cheering it on. We've seen, tragically, teachers in high schools, teachers in elementary schools, university professors cheering on the murder of Charlie Kirk. You and I both knew Charlie well.
And I want to show you this, guys, because I'm telling you, there's so much that's going on in the layering that we do with our news. It's one thing to just hear something being talked about, but I want, whenever we bring in other clips, what I'm showing you is that, okay, this is what's happening at the FBI, in Congress. Okay, then what action have they taken? Well, Pam Bondi came out and said that they're going to be going after people for hate speech. I'm not okay with that. And you let me know your thoughts on this. I don't think that there's evil, corrupt people that are saying that, you know, Charlie Kirk's death, they're celebrating, they're applauding it and all that stuff. The DOJ shouldn't get into that. There should be people that get fired, lose their jobs, things like that. At the federal level, if they're a federal employee and you're celebrating the death of somebody like that, you should be fired. But whenever people are just explicitly saying that, we shouldn't target them for what they're saying. We should just let their employers do their thing and see if they want an employee like that. And so now a lot of people are fighting against FBI over Attorney General Pam Bondi and even Kash Patel too over that hate speech comment. Listen to this, because I'm telling you, this could be a slippery slope. This is what the Democrats were trying to do in censoring us. We cannot be the Democrats. We have to be better. But let me know your thoughts, because a lot of people are upset over this. And with what Ted Cruz just said, bills, all these things that could be coming, this is really big, y'all. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, want to say thank you to B1 Sly One for gifting 5 TrueLife News memberships. Let's go. Show B1 Sly One some love in the chat, growing our family, helping to moderate, OG of the channel. And thank you so much, George Masalis, for the super chat. Said there's no Democratic Party anymore. Their new name should be called America Last Party. 100%. Y'all show George, our brother, some love in the chat. Listen to this, because I'm telling you guys, this could mess up a lot of things. And she's already retracted the statement, but just we're layering in.
There's free speech, and then there's hate speech. This is the Attorney General of the United States, the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the United States, telling you that there is this other category called hate speech. And of course, the implication is that's a crime. There's almost no sentence that Charlie Kirk, and I'm not running the risk of appropriating his memory for my own ends by saying this, it's provable. There's no sentence that Charlie Kirk would have objected to more than that. And you've got to think the Attorney General didn't think it through and was not attempting to desecrate the memory of the person she was purporting to celebrate, that she just threw that out there, that she hadn't thought about it. You hope that. You hope that Charlie Kirk's death won't be used by a group we now call bad actors to create a society that was the opposite of the one he worked to build. You hope that. You hope that a year from now, the turmoil we're seeing in the aftermath of his murder won't be leveraged to bring hate speech laws to this country. And trust me, if it is, if that does happen, there is never a more justified moment for civil disobedience than that, ever, and there never will be. Because if they can tell you what to say, they're telling you what to think. There is nothing they can't do to you because they don't consider you human. They don't believe you have a soul. A human being with a soul, a free man, has a right to say what he believes, not to hurt other people, but to express his views. And by the way,
and please let me know your thoughts. Again, it's not, we should be able to have free speech. You should be able to say those horrible things about Charlie Kirk and assassination. You have to be able to have the free speech to say that. But that doesn't mean that your employer could be okay with that and you not get fired. But we don't want our federal government going after you for those types of things, because then we don't have free speech. And then if they can dictate what the hate speech is, what about when the Democrats get back in charge? Because eventually you know they will, or another party. It's a very, very slippery slope, and it's very dangerous.
That thinking, and not to pile on the Attorney General, who's a very nice person, but that thinking that she just articulated on camera there is exactly what got us to a place where some huge and horrifying percentage of young people think it's okay to shoot people you disagree with, to kill Nazis for saying things they don't like. Why do they believe that? How did we get here? Is it the video games? Is it the SSRIs? Yeah, probably. But what it really is 12 and then 16 years of indoctrination in our schools at the hands of people who tell them that.
Yes.
Who say exactly what the Attorney General just said. Well, there's free speech, which of course we all acknowledge is important, so important. But then there's this thing called hate speech. Hate speech, of course, is any speech that the people in power hate, but they don't define it that way. They define it as speech that hurts people, speech that is tantamount to violence. And we punish violence, don't we? Of course we do. They've been taught that every year of their lives. And
I'm telling you guys, look at this. If you look, we've done studies on this and we've shown you the receipts that when it comes to the teachers, the college professors, 91% of college professors are liberal Democrats. 91%. 9% are Republican GOP. So you tell me, when it comes to the people that are filling your kids or the next generation's minds with what we're supposed to be able to say and do and all this stuff, this has been happening for a long, long time.
Naturally, most of them believe it. So when Charlie Kirk is shot in the throat with a .30-06 on camera, I doubt very many young Americans want to see something like that or actually applaud the death of a man, a father, a husband. But they've been told for their entire lives in schools exactly what Pam Bondi just told them. Well, there's free speech, but then there's also hate speech, and woe to those who engage in it because it's a crime.
And that's why I'm telling you guys, we have to be careful. I want to show you, I literally just sent this over to my family. A lot of people have been asking me, hey, Joel, are you going to the memorial? Are you going to Arizona? Are you going to do a live event from there? And I said, right now, I don't feel it in my heart to do it because, for one, we're not financially at a place where we can hire security at the extent that we would need to for me and my team that would go. But look at this right here. Nitro Soft Plastics. Thank you, Nitro Soft Plastic. Thank you so much for your support. Said, Joel, thank you for everything you do. Did you hear about the bomb threat at Turning Point? I'm afraid of our nation's future. God bless all of you. Y'all show Nitro Soft Plastics some love in the chat, as well as Marine Veteran. Tree Trucker, welcome to the family. Show Marine Veteran some love in the chat, and thank you for your service. A bomb squad in Phoenix just responded to a suspicious package outside of the TP USA HQ where Charlie Kirk's memorial is. I'm telling you guys, like, this is why I literally told my wife, I said, guys and friends, like, I just feel like there's going to be, people are going to try to attack because of this. And I just don't feel safe to go. But things are not where they need to be in America. And we've got a lot of changing that needs to happen.
He was a good friend. He was an extraordinary man. And I will say there's a great deal of discussion about what to do about it. Under our Constitution, under the Bill of Rights, the First Amendment, speech is protected. And that's true even for vile speech. Someone can stand up and say the most hateful thing, and it's protected by the First Amendment. Nazis and Klansmen can march in the streets, and even though their speech is bigoted and horrible and racist, the First Amendment protects it. Conduct, however, is not protected by the First Amendment, particularly conduct that is violent. Violent conduct that is threatening others, that is harassing others, that is injuring, or in this case, murdering others, is most assuredly not protected by the First Amendment. And so I would encourage you and the FBI to focus on conduct. Now, speech can direct, speech can guide you to those engaged in conduct. And I will say one question that I have and many have, and I recognize this is an ongoing investigation, so I don't want you to say anything that would compromise the investigation. But what can you tell us at this point about what evidence there exists of other individuals who may have had prior knowledge of this assassin's plans to murder Charlie Kirk on September 10th?
Generally speaking, we've interviewed numerous people, family members and friends, including the partner, to provide us with a detailed history of the knowledge he may have had, the suspect may have had prior to. We're still mapping out who, if anyone, was involved as an accomplice. As I said, the investigation is ongoing. We're also speaking to and going to interview numerous individuals online who were part of a chat group that was involved in this heinous assassination. And we're also going to work with our state and local partners out in Utah to find out what community organizations, if any, participated or had any foreknowledge of this information, but it's very much ongoing. I remind everybody that it's not even been a week since Charlie's tragic death.
And I want to show you this too, guys, because this is the thing that they're looking into. Elizabeth Warren with Ermia Fanan, leader of the SLC, Armed Queers, which is now under an FBI investigation for a possible connection to Charlie Kirk's murder. The SLC Armed Queers. You can't make this stuff up, guys. We're showing you everything that's happening, so much stuff that's going on. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind doing us a big favor of hitting that thumbs up like button, this helps us out so much right now in growing our voice, carrying the mantle that Charlie Kirk left behind. Because I'm telling you, money was involved in some form or fashion in this. Let me know your thoughts. Hammer of Justice, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go. Said, totally agree. You counter hate speech with free speech. Let them expose who they are so we can shun them. 100%. Hammer of Justice, y'all show Hammer of Justice some love in the chat. We are living in some crazy, crazy times, y'all. Nobody imagined a year ago that we'd be where we're at right now. But this is just how corrupt and the deep state is and what's going on.
Is it accurate? It's been widely reported that the assassin's roommate was a transgender man who was transitioning to be female, and it's also been reported that they may have been romantic partners. Is that accurate?
Yes, Senator.
And I assume the FBI is investigating. It has also been reported that there were transgender chat rooms that may have had some awareness of the plan to commit this murder. Is that accurate as well?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
It's been reported that there were chat rooms of transgender activists that indicated some degree of potentially of foreknowledge of this murder.
We're still developing that.
Do you have any information the bullet casings had on them both Antifa and LGBT wording on them? Do you have any indication of the source of those engravings and what inspired them?
As to the actual source, we're still developing that.
I want to encourage you in the course of this investigation, absolutely go after anyone who aided and abetted. But I want to more broadly encourage you, follow the money.
Yes.
The violence we are seeing is not purely organic. There is, I believe, significant money that is spreading dissension, that is spreading violence. Antifa. Do you believe Antifa is a terrorist organization?
I believe Antifa is associated with a lot of violence in this country. As to its designation, I'll leave that to the appropriate authorities.
So I would encourage the administration to designate Antifa as a terrorist organization, to go systematically after Antifa. They've committed acts of violence all over the country. And the shell casings have multiple references to slogans that Antifa has popularized. I believe there is considerable money funding it. I would note that I've introduced legislation called the Stop Funders Act. Stop Funders Act would add rioting to the list of predicate offenses under RICO. I believe the money should be tracked and prosecuted under RICO. And both the Antifa and Black Lives Matter riots of a couple of years ago and the pro-open border riots in Los Angeles and other cities of this past year, I believe there was significant money behind those riots. I'm not the only person who noticed at the anti-Semitic protests and violent protests on college campuses that many of the tents all matched. And so I would ask, would it aid your ability to prosecute these matters if Congress passed into law the Stop Funders Act and if rioting was added to the list of predicate offenses for RICO?
Yes.
Talk to me about the efforts of the FBI to go after the funders of the anti-Semitic protests on college campuses, the pro-open border protests in cities, and potential LGBT violence. Talk to me about the efforts to go after the money
The money,
of
guys.
those who are funding and promoting violence.
As I've always said, Senator, money doesn't lie, and we've been following the money. And so that's what we're doing, issuing lawful process to organizations involved with criminal activity, because the money's got to come from somewhere, and it has to be funded somehow. So we have extensive investigations ongoing into numerous organizations that are related to violent criminal activity.
Cutting off
And I want to show you this.
Money will make America much safer, and that is the core job of the FBI. And I thank you.
Cut off the money. Follow the money. Right now, Oversight Committee has just said that the CEOs of Discord, Stream, Twitch, and Reddit have been called to testify in front of Congress. They will answer to the American people how their platforms have been used by radicals to advance political violence, including the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Big stuff, y'all. This is big stuff. Let everybody see. Shine the light on them. Shine the light. Andy, thank you so much for your support, brother, for the super chat. Said AG Pam Bondi joins the ADL in declaring war on hate speech post Charlie Kirk assassination, setting the stage to end the First Amendment. Trump needs to be fired. That's a big, bold statement, brother. I don't think Trump needs to be fired. Maybe Attorney General Pam Bondi needs to be fired, because remember, he can't control what everybody says. And it's already been retracted. Y'all show Andy some love in the chat. There's a lot that's going on. And I want to show you this too, guys, because the AG needs to be fired as well. Y'all show Andy some love in the chat. That what you're about to see next, guys, we are literally heading for an inflection point in this national divorce that Marjorie Taylor Greene talked about. A lot of people are putting some weight behind it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Listen to this.
You know, I'm not really surprised that Kathy Hochul decided to, in fact, endorse R.M. Mandani, because the fact is, socialism is not a four-letter word in Democratic primaries, not among Democratic voters. It's a five-letter word in the minds of a lot of Democrats, that five-letter word being great. Look at this, net popularity of socialism among Democrats. You go back to 2010, it was plus 7 points. Look how high it is now, up like a rocket, up to plus 36 points. That's a jump of nearly 30 points on the net popularity scale among Democrats in just 15 years. And I was looking at the polling from New York City, and what you see is the clear plurality of New York City Democrats think the idea of having a socialist mayor is a good idea, matching what we see nationally. The bottom line is socialism isn't a dirty word among Democrats at this particular point. It's actually a word that, when attached, Democrats seem to like it.
That's a huge jump, and
Wow.
that's not that long ago, let me add.
No.
What about capitalism?
Yeah, okay, so if all of a sudden socialism is now a five-letter word, great. What I would say is capitalism in the mind of Democrats is a three-letter word, bad. What are we talking about? Net popularity of socialism among Democrats. Look at this trend. It was plus 8 points in 2010 on the positive side of the ledger. Look at where we are in 2025. Down, falling through the floor at minus 13 points. That's a drop of over 20 points in just 15 years. So we see the exact opposite trend that we see at socialism, which is up, up and away. What we see with capitalism is down, down, down through the floor.
This is where the Democrats are
We're
going.
talking about Democrats here. What about if you look at the larger population area? Is it the same type of thing?
This is where the danger is for Democrats, because if socialism plays in Democratic primaries, it does not play in the general electorate. What do we see going on here? Net popularity among all adults. Capitalism is on the positive side of the ledger at plus 12 points. Socialism way, way, way underwater at minus 18 points. So that's capitalism running away by 30 points over socialism. That is why Republicans are thanking their lucky stars if Mandani, in fact, wins the general election, because they feel like they can play off of him, because socialism may play in New York City among Democrats, but among the general electorate, Donald Trump and the Republicans are saying, hey, look at the socialist mayor in New York City. This is what we're dealing with. So again, something may play in Democratic primaries. It may play in the very Democratic city of New York, but among the general electorate, Republicans are salivating at the idea that they can run against a Democratic socialist being the mayor of New York City.
Guys, I'm telling you, this is what makes sense. And I wanted to show you this because this is hilarious. This person, I'm not going to say whether they're a female or male, because, you know, I just want to be respectful. I think it's female. But literally has this smash capitalism on their laptop. And they're drinking a probably, I don't know, they're in Starbucks, $6 to $9 Starbucks, $140 Ray-Bans, and a $2,000 MacBook, all because of capitalism. This is like I feel like something's broken and they don't understand even what they're doing, but yet they're against what has made America great. And now that we're moving into this just insane fight, guys, I'm telling you, over they're seeking the death penalty for the assassin of Charlie Kirk. We're in a lot right now, and we're going to bring you the facts. We're going to bring you the news. That's why I just want to say, if you're not subscribed, please consider joining our family, hitting that subscribe button so we can take care of you every day with the top news. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up like button, we really appreciate if you do that too as well. It really does help us out with getting our voice out there, growing this channel. This is just like, a lot of stuff is coming out. And I've already shown you where they're trying to paint Charlie Kirk's assassin as a MAGA Republican. And you just think like, are you even kidding me? It's mind-blowing, the narrative that the left wing is trying to push versus what is the actual truth. And want to say thank you to everybody that is a member of the channel, those that have given today. Guys, remember on the 22nd of every single month, we donate live on stream to a local charity. With your support, we are helping to grow this family, to grow our giving. We give to a local children's home this month. I want to give some special love to Grandma Bonnie Morris for her support. Faithful member, OG of the channel. Show Grandma Bonnie Morris some love in the chat, everybody. Robert Ponce, Deanna Rivers, B1 Sly One for gifting 5 True Life News memberships. George Masalis, Nitro Soft Plastics. Y'all show Nitro Soft Plastics some love in the chat. Also, show Marine Veteran some love in the chat. Hammer of Justice. Andy, thank you so much for your support. And Patriot 1-2, welcome to the family. Show them some love in the chat. Thank you so much for sharing our videos, liking our videos. We are here to serve you every day with the top news. We love and appreciate you. And don't forget our sponsor, Chapter, who, again, if you're on Medicare, they compare every single plan, guys. They literally save seniors on average $1,100 a year. A member on this channel, $1,400 a year. It's free. Just call the number 667-895-3015. They're going to take care of you. And I'm telling you, you know me. I'm not going to partner with anybody that I don't know that they're not going to take care of the people that I send them to. So y'all, I appreciate you so much. Love you all. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.